What's up, guys? So, on this particular video, we'll be discussing about Meghalaya in the month of November 2025, what you should be expecting in terms of the weather, the road condition, places that you should be visiting. Overall, is it a good time to be going there? What is the kind of gear and clothing that you need to be carrying? And most of all, everyone's favorite question for Meghalaya, will the waterfalls be active in and around Meghalaya? So now starting off with the weather, keep in mind that November is the beginning of dry season in Meghalaya and also winter. So you can expect the daytime temperature to range anywhere between 18 degrees to 25, 26 degrees. Now this temperature fluctuation in the daytime entirely depends on where you are. In places like Shillong, it will be much cooler, while in places like Dauki, which is along the plains of Bangladesh, it will be much warmer. The nighttime temperature, you can expect it to be really cold, anywhere between, I would say, 7 degrees to 12 degrees. So, carrying a good jacket or a sweatshirt is mandatory when you're traveling to Meghalaya in the month of November. You will definitely need it in the nighttime because the temperature will drop drastically, and you'll be caught off guard if you do not have a good sweatshirt or a jacket with you. Humidity level in Meghalaya in the month of November is relatively low because there's no rain, and at the same time, the temperature is cooler because of it's the start of winter. So come prepared with a good amount of woolen wear. If you are someone who feels cold really fast, then come prepared accordingly. Rain in the month of November is very unlikely, but you can expect it to rain here and there, but that's very less. Even if it does rain, it might be maximum for maximum I would say 15-20 minutes, not more than that. Overall, it's going to be a dry and a beautiful time to be going and traveling around Meghalaya in terms of weather. When it comes to the road condition, the roads are extremely well made around the tourist circuit. So if you're planning on visiting Cherrapunji, if you're planning on going to the double decker all the way to Dauki, the roads are good. But remember, when you're going to Dauki, there's one road that you got to be careful of. That's the road from Shillong to Dauki via Mawling. So that road is unpaved and is still under construction. So my personal recommendation is take the road via Joy and then enter Dauki, and you can do Mawlingnong and Revai on the return. This way you will bypass doing the unpaved road twice on your journey. It's a loop. You can check it out on Google Maps and you'll understand what I'm talking about. So the best way to reach Dauki is via Jawai from Shillong and then return via Mawlingnong and Revai. When it comes to the places that you should be staying on your trip to Meghalaya, you should definitely stay at least a minimum of 2 nights in Shillong, a night at Dauki, the camping, or at one of the hotels with a view of the river. Cherrapunji deserves minimum 2 nights again because there's plenty of things to be done in and around Cherrapunji. Even if you do not want to go for the double decker trek, there are a lot of things that you can do in terms of the caves, in terms of the waterfalls, and in terms of exploring the forest area in Cherrapunji. Now, one thing that you need to keep in mind when you're traveling to Meghalaya is that every place has an entry fee and a parking fee, which will mostly not be covered in your tour package. So you need to have loose petty cash with you that is ranging from 10 rupees to 50 rupees to 100 rupees. So make sure you have this cash with you from home so that you're not scrambling around. Most places will accept GPay, but not the entry fee and the parking fee. There you will have to pay in cash, so carry cash accordingly. Now, when it comes to the network, Meghalaya has very good network. You'll get 4G and 5G network all over Meghalaya. Geo, Airtel, and Vodafone has good network. Vodafone is the weakest of the three, but Airtel and Jio work exceptionally well. Even on the border of India, Bangladesh, and Dauki, you will get excellent 4G and 5G network, so you do not need to worry about that. When it comes to communication, language is not at all an issue. The locals understand and can speak very good English. They can also communicate in Hindi, but English is the dominant language in Meghalaya. So wherever you go, if you are comfortable speaking in English, you will have a very simple and a easy way to navigate your journey while traveling around Meghalaya. Now, homestays are a must in Meghalaya. When you're traveling in Meghalaya, especially in Cherrapunji, you should experience a homestay because that's the best way to get a first-hand experience of what life in Meghalaya is and how the locals live their life and the culture of the place, from the local cuisine to even Living a simple day with them will humble you, if not make you a more refined person while traveling, because staying in a hotel will just give you a regular touristy vibe. But if you're someone who's traveling for culture, traveling to experience what Meghalaya really has to offer, then the homestay is the best place to stay the night. Now, when it comes to waterfalls, waterfalls will mostly be active in the month of November. Krangsuri, Nokalika, and Elephant Falls by default will be active. Seven Sisters will still have a little bit of water, but do not expect too much from it. If you really want a good waterfall which is secluded and at the same time a beautiful experience, then Fifi Waterfalls is a must visit. It's an easy, I would say, around 100 steps down into the valley, and you'll get a beautiful glimpse of what a waterfall is in the middle of a forest. Now, remember that all these waterfalls have an entry fee, and you will need to pay for that. You cannot bypass that. Now, when you're traveling to Meghalaya, make sure that you're planning for minimum 5 nights, 6 days. Anything shorter than that would be a rush trip, because at the end of the day, you're going to explore an entire state. You're not just going there for Shillong or Cherrapunji. You're going to explore everything that's there, and it's very unlikely that you will return back to Meghalaya again in your life. So, plan for at least a day or two more. This way, you will have enough of time to do justice to what you are traveling for. Now, when it comes to the clothing, make sure that you have light cotton clothes along with your woolen wear. Carrying sunglasses, which are UV protected, are absolutely must. Even carry your lip balm because your lips might chap and end up bleeding because of the dry weather. The weather is extremely dry in Meghalaya during the winter months. Carrying a 1 liter water bottle with you is an absolute must. Avoid relying on packaged water because that's adding to the trash in places. Because when you're traveling through the, let's say, the countryside of Meghalaya, do not trash the place. The people of Meghalaya take cleanliness very, very seriously, and you shouldn't be trashing any part of the state. It will result in a lot of complication for you on your travel. Now, when it comes to the route bridges, the single decker and the double decker route bridges are easily accessible. The double decker requires you to spend the entire day because it's going to take you the entire day to hike up and down 3,000 steps. The single decker can be explored while visiting Dauki and going to Mawling because Rivai is very close to Mawling. If someone of you do not like to climb a lot and doesn't want to walk a lot, then the single decker is a must do. Double decker is for those who are adventurous. And remember, double decker bridge trek is closed on Sundays. So no matter who you are and what you're planning on doing, do not plan your trip on a Sunday because the trek to double decker is closed. Plan on any other day of the week. Single decker is open all 7 days of the week, but even Mowling Long, if you're planning on going there, the shops and everything are shut on Sundays. So basically, what I would suggest is Sundays keep it either for maybe just going to Bauki or exploring Shillong, because these are the only two places which will be active on Sundays. The rest of the places in Meghalaya, Cherrapunji basically is going to be shut on Sunday. That is how it works over here. Now, when it comes to hiring a vehicle, you can get vehicles either from Guwahati in Assam or you can hire one in Shillong, depending on how you want to go. That's entirely your cost and your call. The vehicle cost depends on the number of days of your trip and the kind of deal you can crack and the amount of crowd that's there during that particular period of time. Now, when it comes to self-driving, you can hire vehicles from Guwahati, but at the same time, it's a risk because if there's any kind of damage to the vehicle, you will have to spend for that. Also, my personal recommendation is do not hire a vehicle, just hire a local taxi, because that taxi driver will also club up as your local guide who will help you and guide you through every experience that you wouldn't really know while traveling around. And most of all, if you're planning a trip to Meghalaya in the month of November, we do have trips from Tlow to Meghalaya. You can click on the link in the description, go to our website, and directly book if you're interested. If you have any queries related to our Tilo trips, you can WhatsApp us from the website, and our sales team will be more than happy to debug your doubts and guide you through the booking process. If you have any queries related to your own personal travel to Meghalaya, please do not call or WhatsApp us. You can leave a comment in the YouTube comment section, and our team will try to reply to most of your comments with best answers that we can give. If you want any other with our team, you will have to pay for it. That's a professional service, and you can book a consultation with us. Till our next video, stay happy, stay